Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, please like this video and subscribe so you can see new videos. And if you're returning, then thanks for watching again. Today I'm going to be doing just kind of like a makeup tutorial, which apparently are kind of a thing of the past. Even though people do them, they're more like reviewing products. So I'm going to be doing a really pretty green look on my eyes that I've been wanting to film forever. I've had the worst day so far, so please excuse me. My hair, I just threw it back to get it out of my way, and a lot of my brushes are probably dirty. But guess what? We're just gonna ignore that and get into the video. So I'm gonna be using the So Jaded palette in this video, and I have been wanting I had been wanting it when it first came out for the longest time, but for some reason I didn't buy it originally because Tati's palette came out, and I decided to buy that. And then one day I just ordered this one and it came in and I was like, why did I not, why did it take me so long to order it? And the reason I say that is because it is just so beautiful. Like, it calls my name. It has such beautiful color combinations. You can do so many things with this palette. If you don't know, this is a Kathleen Lights palette with Colourpop, and all these different beautiful shades here are kind of based off of gemstones, and so it's really fun. But yet, even though it's got these colors, it's got like this turquoise blue and these things, it has enough neutral tones that you can create a very wearable look. So I love that about it. Okay, so I zoomed in just a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm just taking this Wet n Wild thing I have that's like a contouring palette, and I'm taking the lighter shade, and I primed my eyes with the Fenty Beauty eye primer, and I'm just dabbing that on there, setting them really good before I get into my application. So this look I have done before, and I really like it to be this very earthy feel. So what I'm going to do is take Citrine, which is a very yellowy shade, and I'm just going to start dusting that up here. And I'm going to hope that the dirtiness of my brush does not interfere with the outcome of this look. So I'm just putting this all over my crease. This is really going to be that first shade that I build up from. So this is just a wash of color in the crease to start deepening it up. Okay, next I'm going to go into Geodude. In Geodude, this is Citrine, Emerald, Topaz. So I'm taking Geodude all over this brush. This is a different brush. And I'm just going to plop that right on top of Citrine. Just windshield wiper it back and forth. Trying to give it a little bit of a darker enhancement. Okay, so now that I feel like we've got a good base down, I'm going to take that dark green called Jade. It kind of reminds me of like a military camo type color, and really focus that out here in the outer corner. So I'm going to try and get the outer third of my eyelid, along with start building it into the crease as well. So I'm going to line get that just that inner part of the crease so as defined as I can, but at the same time not that worried about getting color down here. I'm trying to not put it up too much into those other colors, but down I don't mind because I'm just going to cover it up anyway. Okay, and now I'm going to go back in, dust around, and I'm actually going to take a little bit more Citrine because I feel like I lost a little bit of yellow on this side. Just going to add that back in, buff it pretty fast so that it's, it's not affecting much, but just I just really want, citrine is not the star of the show here, but I feel like it's an important step because it brings that really unique tone through. So, yep, okay. So now that we have done that, I'm going to take the shade Peridot, which is beautiful. This is actually my birthstone color. This is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna plot that in the lid, on the lid. Oh, it's such a beautiful color, honestly. I love this color. To me, this is just such a fun look, honestly. I love it. Okay, so now I've got that on there. I'm going to take this color, Jade again. I'm going to take that Jade and just blend that outer quarter a little bit together. And honestly, that was so fast. I don't remember doing it that fast before. Now, I'm going to come back to that palette later. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and do some liner. Okay, so I sharpened my eyeliner and wiped off some of the makeup that I got a little messy with down here, which is the sole reason I did my eyes first. Whenever you watch YouTubers and they say they're going to do something off camera, do you feel like they turned off the camera and went to a different room? Because I always feel like that, even though they probably didn't. Let's see, I just did that. I try to do it kind of thick, not super thick. Now I'm going to take Stoned, which is like this dark gray with like a little bit of a brown in it. And I'm just going to like kind of set that eyeliner and buff it out. For this step, I'm using a flat brush. This is from Morphe. It's the M432. I feel like this is definitely a staple, especially if you're working with buffing out your liner. Definitely an important to me. Next, I'm going to be taking, doing my face. This is the Laura Geller Filter First Foundation. Now this might not be the right way to do it, but I'm just pumping it on my face. And I've got my Tati Beauty Blendiful, which I did a full first impressions and review. If you want to check that out, I'll try and link it up here or the other side. And so yeah, I haven't actually tried it with this specific foundation yet. So it's part of the reason I'm using it today is because I've only used it with one foundation, and that foundation is kind of thicker and tackier. So this one usually blends out easier. I should have probably done the first impressions with this foundation. I'm gonna go in for a second round because I'm really trying to see how I can get this coverage, how it looks. So, speaking of this Tati Beauty sponge, my mom ran in my room and tried it, and she has since fallen in love with it. She wants one. She actually asked me if she can have the small one. Like, well, that one's mine, but we could get you one. So she likes it just for powder a lot. Next, I'm taking the Colourpop Nofilter Concealer, which I did a concealer throwdown video comparing some of the top concealers that are out right now. So if you want to see that, I'll try and link it up there for you guys. If not, you can just go to my channel, and if you subscribe, I'll try and do more videos like that. So Okay, so now that that's blended, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous Powder. And so I'm going to shake that a little bit and get it all dusted up. And this is in the shade Do Me. So I'm going to use this kind of like a face setting powder. I've tried it once or twice, but I didn't really notice a super lot of shine coming off. So I'm going to concentrate it in the middle of my face starting out. I did purchase all 3 products. I got the Flash palette, this Do Me powder, and the Beaming Light Shade in Extra. And I got 2 brushes. I got the brushes with the other 2, but not this face setting one, just because I felt like I didn't need it because I have a lot of powder brushes. So let me do this. Yeah, so honestly, a lot of people on YouTube, I thought, said that this really isn't going to be that great for your whole face because it's like too shiny for them. But for me, I don't really, the amount of shine, it's there, but it is so minimal. I mean, it's way below like an Hourglass highlight. It's nothing like that. Like, it's so much more subtle than that. And even like the Laura Geller has some that I talk about all the time. It's like super fine highlight that looks good on the cheekbones, or the center of the cheeks. This is not like that. This is just like so finely milled that it's mostly a setting powder with the slightest glow, but it's not even noticeable. Like, especially with my dry skin, like, I don't think it's noticeable at all. I think it just enhances the face a little bit. And so yeah, I'm definitely feeling that for the whole face. So I just dusted that everywhere. Okay, I tried to adjust the angle. I hope that that is better. Okay, this is that Wet n Wild powder that I had earlier. I'm just going to be warming up the face with this, kind of a mix between contour and bronzer. Just like, I'm going to try and make it, you know, both. That's my favorite thing. I don't really like to have separate contour and bronzer. I just like to contour and then buff it out and make it my bronzer as well. Maybe that's lazy, but that's pretty much been the way I've always done it. Okay, this one side's looking a little bit wonky, but I think we're just gonna roll with it. Okay, I'm just going to pop some blush on. This is the shade Genuine from this Tarte palette. I don't even know if they still make this. I've had this for, it might be 1 year, but it might be 2. And I don't go through blush, and I'm not that picky about it. I just like shades like this one right here. Very natural, matte. And this one is a good one for my skin tone. I've purchased some other ones from the drugstore and I just don't really like them. So this is what I'm doing today. Alright, now that we got that on, it's time for me to pop on some of these highlighters from the Flash palette. So I have the brush, which is beautiful, by the way. I love the design. This is the JO2. And I think I'm going to start with the shade Gleam. So that shade Gleam, this is Gleam right here. Before I tried Sparks and it was really gold. So I'm going to see what this one looks like. See, for me, this is not, and this is not a complaint. I actually prefer that this is like this. It's not as showy as people said it would be. Now the Extra one is pretty intense, but this one's not, but I think that's okay. It's super soft, so it's buildable, but even if you're a natural gal, you know, like this is not going to be overwhelming. I don't think, anyway. Like, some of my other ones are more chunky. This one's more fine, so you can really kind of control it. You can build it to be intense, I mean, or you can just kind of let it settle in and go in lightly, and then you just got a nice, really beautiful highlight. So I feel like it's beaming more on the camera, but I'm not sure. So let me see here. I'm going to take Iced, which is a little bit more pinky, the side of it, and I'm just going to pop that in there too for fun, because why not? So I'm gonna highlight right here. Speaking of that, I might contour my nose a little bit because that sounds fun. So I'm just gonna use that same stuff I use on my face and right there. And this contour is something that I just never feel like doing. So I'm probably not the best at it compared to some people, but okay, I feel like there we go. Now I'm going to take this dewy face mist from Wonder Beauty, spray this all over this Blendiful, and I'm going to just soak it right into the face. I talked about this in my review of it, but this is like one of my favorite things to do with it. It's just really get that setting spray to mesh everything together. I feel like it does that probably better than my beauty blender. Now whether it blends things in better than a beauty blender is a whole other topic. If you gotta take into account the way it looks, the way it feels, capabilities with it, time it takes, all those things go into that. But this for sure to me is a complete winner on this category right here. Okay, and so I'm going to take a little bit of that and go right in under my eye because I've got a little bit of creasing in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around to the dry side and take some of this here. And I don't want too much, so I'm going to dab it on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to just press that in. Okay, I feel like we are set for that area. Back into the So Jaded palette, I'm going to take My Precious, which is just like a matte shade that's like a very light pink, almost white, but it's just got some pink tones in it. I'm just gonna go back in here, right under my brow. And then I'm going to take Pearl, which is the lightest shimmery shade in there, and I'm going to get my inner corners good. So all my brushes are pretty dirty. I might take this little baby. This is M213 from Morphe, and I'm going to go in with that citrine color under my eyelid. If I had a small blending brush, that would probably be better, but I don't have one handy that's clean. I was thinking about putting something on top of this, but I kind of want this color to shine because it's so beautiful. It's like a mustard, and it's so earthy and pretty. What I'll do is I will just grab a little bit of the stoned right on the tip and just get super close to the lash line with that. Just to kind of darken that up as gently as possible, keeping it pretty fine. Yep, I'm just going to do the outer edge with that. Okay, I really hope most of this video wasn't out of focus because last time I had a short issue with that. So, here we are with this. Quickly, I'm going to spruce up my brows. This is an e.l.f. eyebrow pencil, but it was like $3 and I'm just using the spoolie. The other side kind of sucks. It was okay at first, but you can't, it's too fat and I can't really do much work with it. So I'm just using it in place of the spoolie that usually is not broken on my brow wiz. And as you can see, I really don't do that much to my brows. I just try to correct just a few little areas and then I move. Oh crap, I just broke the end of that off. I move right along. So I'm gonna go ahead with this shade Topaz, which is a glitter, and I just think it complements these colors so well. So I'm going to put it over top of that peridot, and my goal is to let the peridot shine through, but this has like almost a green fleck in it, along with like copper and bronze shades. So it just goes so well. Actually, I might dab it on the back of my hand. Okay. I didn't want it to be too opaque. So I'm just going right over that and dabbing it in. Now, if you had spray that wasn't dewy like mine, I would recommend using that. But at this current time, I don't have any with me. So I'm just going in dry on this one. And technically, glitters are not intended for the eye area, but I will be using them there because this is an eyeshadow palette. Okay, I feel like I went a little crazy with that glitter. I could have done less, but that's okay. Okay, so I just touched up my liner a little bit. You really need to avoid doing a lot of blending or anything near the glitters if you do use them on your eyes. So yeah, that's kind of important so that you avoid getting them in your eye. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do mascara, and then that's pretty much it for this look. If you can't tell, this is the Benefit Real Lash Mascara, which is one of my favorites. I probably need to get a new one because this one's starting to feel a little bit like dried out. I've probably had it for a good bit of time. I like to really coat my lashes on like the front and the back, which may sound crazy, but that's how I build volume. Is I just coat them so much on both sides that, like, yeah, that's my thing. And today I'm going to just do the outer lower lashes to bring more attention on the outer ends of my eye. So instead of getting in close like I normally do, I'm just going to do those few and probably like the outer half. I'm also going to get mascara everywhere. So yeah. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Apparently I totally forgot an outro. Could have sworn that I filmed it, but I can't find it anywhere. So this will just have to do for today's video because I look very rough and don't want to film a new outro. So I will see you here next time. Bye guys.